for your Hayes Larks.
Yeah, baby.
Batting fifth from the University of Tennessee, the left fielder, number 33, Dylan Dreiling. Six from Kansas City Community College, the third baseman, number 12, Palmer Hutchison. Seventh from the University of Oklahoma, tonight's designated hitter, number 28, Cade Brown. Batting the catcher from Prairie State Community College, number 7, Brady Evans. And batting ninth, tonight's 8th Street Liquor Beverage batter, the second baseman from Arizona Western College, number 4, Ben Urenzi. On the mound tonight for the Larks from the University of New Mexico, number 31, Ben Baker Livingston. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight it is our great pleasure to have invited along for tonight's Burger of Hayes, Kansas. She was diagnosed with Ewing sarcoma cancer at age 15. She is now 18 years of age. Ladies and gentlemen, she beat cancer twice and now is in remission for the second time. Sophia had her 6-month cancer checkup this past Wednesday and found out that she remains cancer-free and is very excited. She's honored to be throwing out the first pitch this evening. Sophia, it is all yours. Thank you, Sophia. And now please welcome Camden Dara. She's the daughter of Jenna Romy and Chris Dara, and an incredible fighter and strong 13-year-old from Hayes, Kansas. She was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in December of 2021 and is now approaching the end of her treatment. It is with great hope that her treatment will be complete at the beginning of July, and she prays for a full recovery. She is tough, and she is fierce. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for Camden. Sophia Lindenberger and Camden Dara, the most courageous and inspirational among us all. Our thanks to tonight's game sponsors.
Meet me down at the ballpark, where I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. All of my friends are gonna be there too. Nothing in the world I'd rather do than grab a hot dog burger and a cold beer. You'll hear me yelling out a big cheer, 'cause whether they win or whether they lose, I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. I can't wait to see a home run. I know for sure there's gonna be one. I'll call out the players by their first name. Sure am glad I made it to the game. Rain or shine, I'm gonna be there. If the stands are full, I'll bring a lawn chair. So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks! So join me down at the old ballpark. I'll be rooting for the Hayes Larks. Hayes Larks!
Happy Sunday, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is another great day in Hays, Kansas for some baseball. Game 2 of 2 against the Denver Cougars as Ben Baker Livingston picks up start number 3 of the season. Stand up to cancer night here at Larks Park in downtown Hays, Kansas, as Baker Livingston's first pitch clocks in at 7:08 p.m. Larks sporting their pink jerseys for, again, Stand Up to Cancer Night. The 1-0 is going to be in the zone, called strike one on a fastball. It's a scorcher here in Hays, with, again, a third straight game with strong winds moving in from the outfield. Evans sets up outside behind the dish. This one will miss the zone. 2 balls, 1 strike here to the shortstop, Gavin Schmay. Baker's fourth pitch of the day, grounded to the shortstop. Hutchison moves to his right, fields it at the hip, throws it across the diamond for out number 1. 4 pitches in and out for BBL to get things going here in the top half of the first. Baker Livingston into this game, 0-1 on the year. This is appearance number 4 for the New Mexico Lobo. Has struck out 8 through now 6 1/3. He's yet to give up a walk. He's given up just 9 hits and has 4 earned runs on the season. One away, base is empty. To TJ Ream getting the start at the DH spot after getting some action at shortstop yesterday. It's game 2 against the Denver Cougars. Larks run ruled the Cougars yesterday 10-0, and Meredith threw 1 inning. Hendon threw 1 inning, and Parker got the start throwing 5 innings. Those 3 combined for a 7-inning no-hitter. Larks 11-2 on the season. They're 7-1 in Rocky Mountain Baseball League play. Tied for first with Liberal BJs as Reams swings above this one. The Larks have won 10 of their past 11. They're running a 7-game win streak, and they've run-ruled 3 straight opponents. This delivery will miss inside, and we'll get a hitter's count here. It's a TJ Ream, the DH, batting second in the order. And it'll be a 5-pitch walk. The first walk allowed from BBL this season. Defensively, the Larks have Dreiling in left, Jeminian in center, Tarosian in right. Hutchison's in the hot corner with Jaslem next to him at short. Frenzy at second. LaRue guarding first base with Evans behind the plates and BBL on the mound for the Larks. Runner at first base with one away for Alec Martinez, the first baseman. Martinez digs in left-hander's batter's box, sends one to LaRue. Spin throw to Jaslem is going to be in time for outs number 2, but nobody was covering first base. And so Martinez will reach on a fielder's choice. Ream out at second base, 2 away. Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there watching. We appreciate you spending Father's Day evening with Larks Network. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. We've been trying to get there for 4 years now. And so thank you to all who have subscribed. It's going to take a second because we got to apply to be in the YouTube program, but if we do get approved, we'll be able to start streaming these games directly on our website at hazlarks.org. Feel free to check that out before we get the streams up there. There's a lot of cool info, a roster, see a schedule on there, and get to know a little bit more about the Larks' history on that page as well. 2 balls, no strikes here to Reese Chapman, who batted third yesterday and is getting the start at the cleanup spot today. BBL missing here in the first inning. He throws strikes normally on 70% of his pitches and is not hitting that mark so far through 2/3 of an inning. He's thrown 12 pitches. Only 4 of them have been strikes. It'll be a 4-pitch walk for Reese Chapman after going 6 innings without allowing a single walk. BBL walks 2 in the first inning with 2 outs. Chapman to first, Martinez to second as we go to the 5-hole. Logan Balfons, the catcher. And Harp's going to come out of the dugout and have a chat with Baker Livingston. Larks won 10-0 yesterday. Hunter Parker picked up another win on his season. Larks had some big innings. They had 6 runs through the first 2 and then scored 4 in the last 2. They walked it off here at Hayes. And it was the 3rd straight run rule for the Larks. Harms chatting with BBL, and Evans has some final words for his pitcher. It was Tarosian who walked us off, driving in Cade Brown in the 7th inning. Baker Livingston dangles his right arm, looks in, gets the signs from his catcher Evans out of Murray State College, looks at the runner at second, delivers home from the stretch. Nice pitch, gets a swing and a miss out of the 5 spots. No balls and a strike. Do it for the Larks in the bottom of the first inning. Jeminian, Jaslem, and Tarosian, 1 through 3. 3 out of the 4 Cougars before Balfons have reached. We've had 3 straight reach on a fielder's choice and 2 walks. Larks 2-0 against the Cougars this season, outscoring them 29-12 after picking up a 19-12 victory against the Cougars in Denver last Saturday. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 away to the 5-spot catcher Balfons. Soon as swung on a miss again. Baker Livingston gets swings and misses on 16% of his pitches. Has held his opponents to a .310 opponent batting average. His last outing was against the Rough Riders on Friday through 1 inning in relief. No hits, no walks, 1 strikeout, no runs. 1-2, line pass Ben Ferenzi at second base. It goes into right field. Tarosian throws one home, and LaRue blocks it. Otherwise, I think it really would have gone Alec Martinez out. And the Cougars take a 1-0 lead. LaRue pats his chest, says, "My bad," looking at Evans, and it'll take us to the 6th spot. with a 1-0 lead in favor of the Cougars. Alphonse will pick up an RBI on his single. Martinez scores. Two on, two outs. That was the first hit of the ball game. Martinez scoring for the 6th time this year. Alphonse with RBI number 3. 2 away, the delivery will miss outside. Evans slides to his right and takes it off the Murray State chest protector. It's always convenient for guys like Brady or Cade Brown, Braden Lukehart, Tanner Rice, all the UTA guys who have play for either a blue team or a red team, or in Evans' case, a blue and a red team. They can just reuse their college equipment during the Larks season. And that's what Evans is doing. The back of his catcher's mask helmet reads the MS from Murray State. 2-0 count here to Adam Workey, the left fielder, batting 6th in the lineup. Called strike here over the inside corner. Working out of the lineup yesterday. The game win. The Cougars picked up 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch. And the throw down to second is going to be behind the bag. Nobody was covering. Evans still throws. Frenzy runs and picks it up in front of the grass and center field. 2 balls, 2 strikes now with 2 in scoring position. Chapman steals third. Belfont steals second. Cougars scored their first run at Larks Park of 2022. And the 2-2 home from Baker Livingston gets away from Evans. Chapman started to break home. Evans, who blocked it, hurries towards it to make him go back to third. We'll get a full count delivery with 2 in scoring position for Workham. Baker Livingston, the payoff pitch, swung on and missed. Evans loses it for a second, and the throw to first is going to be off the glove of LaRue. And the bases will be loaded. It's strikeout number 9 this year for BBL, but Larks took their time with the throw after Evans couldn't find the ball initially. I think they're going to say that was actually a foul ball, so scratch out the strikeouts. So bases aren't loaded. We'll get a second payoff pitch from Baker Livingston. 2 in scoring position, 2 away the top of the first. A 1-0 ball game in favor of the visiting Cougars. This payoff pitch is swung and a miss. Again, Evans takes his time throwing to first, and LaRue will record it for outs number 3, so it will be strikeout number 9 for BBL, and the Cougars bring 6 to the plate in the first, walk 2 times, get 1 hit, and score 1 run. Leave 2 on as we go to the bottom half. Leo Jiminian will be at the top of the order today for the first time in a while. And we'll lead things off for the Hayes Larks in the bottom of the first inning. 1-0 count from Sushi Scott, who went by Jeremiah Scott last year for the Denver Cougars. And he gets a hard ground ball to his shortstop Schmey, who slides to his right and makes a nice play to throw Jiminian at first base. Well struck from Jiminian. Just a nice play from the shortstop Schmey for out number 1.
The shortstop from the University of Tennessee, number 3, Austin Jaslov.
Take us to the 2-hole, the shortstop Austin Jaslov. Larks order today goes Jiminian, Jaslov, Tarosian. LaRue cleans it up. Dreiling batting 5th. Hutchison, Brown, Evans, and Ferenzi will round out the order for Hayes. 1-0 count to the shortstop. Jaslov this year against the Cougars, 3 hits and 11 at-bats. He scored a trio of runs and brought home a trio of runs batted in. Sends one to the left side. It goes past Schmey. 2 ground balls to left side. This one works a different result in favor of Hayes. And Jaslov gets his 4th hit of the season against the Cougars. And that'll put his hitting streak at 4 games. Go to Jack Tarosian with 1 away and Jaslov at first base. Tarosian this season has really found himself batting in the 3 spot. Started off looking like he was going to be our leadoff guy, and Larks found out that his production at the plate could be really valuable at the 3 spot because he gets on base a lot. That would bring guys home, but he also has speed and can get in scoring position for the cleanup hitter. He's batting 4 of 10 against Denver this season. Scored 3 runs against the Cougars and has driven in 3 runs, walked 2 times, one of those 4 hits. A home run. He's also stolen 2 bases against them, both of them in yesterday's ball game. The 1-0 to tonight's right fielder. He takes it to right field. Jaslov's going to round second, head for third, as Romke fields it in right. And we'll throw to the cutoff man, Schmey. Back-to-back base hits, 1 to left field, 1 to right field. Jaslov at third, Tarosian at first for the cleanup hitter, Tyler LaRue. Tarosian's hitting streak now at 7 games. That's the 2nd longest on the team. LaRue, who is unwavered from the cleanup spot as of recent. The order from yesterday's game hasn't changed really that much with the exception of a few substitutions, but 2 through 8 in the order are the same. Scott delivers as Tarosian will head down to second and steal his 3rd base against the Denver Cougars this season. Inning-ending double play off the table with LaRue at the plate. 1-0 counts. Tarosian's, again, 3rd stolen base against Denver. And on the season, that is number 13 in just as many attempts. Leading the team in that category, the closest guy to him is Jiminian with 8. Larks have now stolen 42 bases this season through 13 games and a third of an inning. 2 balls, no strikes. To Tyler LaRue. LaRue has a 86% contact rate. Doesn't strike out much. He has a 500 walk per strikeout rate. This one will miss inside. 3 balls, no strikes for the first baseman from Houston Baptist. Scott's 7th appearance on the mound. He's thrown now 15 innings, striking out 20, walking 2. Giving up now 20 hits, has 10 earned runs and a 6.14 ERA entering play today. He will walk LaRue on 4 pitches. His 3rd walk allowed on the mound this season. That will load the bases for Dylan Dreiling. That is LaRue's 4th walk this season. His on-base percentage will now bump over the 500 mark as we go to Dylan Dreiling, who's driven in a team-leading 19, tied with Hutchison and LaRue for that stat category lead. 1 away, bases loaded. Dylan's picked up 15 hits through 41 at-bats. He has more doubles than he has base hits. 7 doubles, 5 singles, and a trio of home runs. He's hit 1 home run against the Cougars this season, or not this season, but in his career as a Lark, and it was a grand slam. He has 5 career hits against them, 3 of them this year. Driven in 7 runs and scored 2 himself. The 1-0 to Dreiling. Outside 2-0. Scott has missed on 6 straight pitches. Scott goes to Colorado Christian University. And he will miss 7 straight balls for Scott on the mound. CCU, a D2 school in the RMAC Conference. Scott is 6'4", sophomore for him. He's a Littleton, Colorado native. Scott from the windup, not one to walk in a run. Dreiling will watch this one. 8 straight balls, back-to-back walks, and Dreiling will pick up RBI number 20 as Jaslove jogs in from third base. So when BBL had some struggles with location the first inning, Harp went out to go and talk to him. And the pitching coach calmed him down. Nobody comes out of the dugout from Cougars. They're going to let Scott work this out himself. And I spoke too soon now. Cirillo with the delayed walk from the dugouts. Bases loaded for Palmer Hutchison with 1 away. That run from Austin Jaslove was his 12th of the season. Larks tie the game up at 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Larks will bring LaRue off a second, Terosian off a third to talk with head coach Frank Leo on the third base side. As Hutchison will face Scott. Scott made 2 appearances against the Larks in 2020 through 2/3 of an inning on June 20th. And the Star picked up the loss, and it was a tough first inning for him. He gave up 6 hits, walked 2, and had 6 earned runs. It put his season ERA at 11.12 on the season. It lowered back down to 7.99 before he faced the Larks on July 25th of last year. He threw 5 2/3 in relief, gave up 4 hits, 3 runs, 3 walks, and he punched out 3. Much different outing than his one against the Larks and the previous month. He misses here to Hutchison. 9 straight pitches out of the zone from Scott. Ten straight balls. 2-0. Hutchison, the leader in Lark's career hits, runs, and RBIs versus the Cougars. He's scored 11 times against them in his 3-year career, picked up 15 hits, and driven in 9 runs. (2-0) above the letters. 3-0. 11 straight misses. The Cougars do have a righty up in the bullpen. It's Cole Johnson. And they have another one getting stretched. 3-0 is going to hit Hutchison. 12 straight ones out of the zone. And it will not be the 3rd straight walk, but it's still 5th straight base runner on the hit by pitch. Hutchison will pick up the most painful RBI of his season, and Terosian will score. LaRue moves to 3rd, Dreiling to 2nd. And it went off Hutchison's left knee. That's a tough spot to take one as he moves down to 3rd base. First base coach Andy Luton checks on his 3rd baseman, but the Larks take a 2-1 lead. RBI number 10 in his career against the Cougars, and Jeremiah Scott will finish his day with 1/3 of an inning thrown as Cirillo comes out of the dugouts, and we will see Cole Johnson take over in the bottom of the 1st. Base is jacked, 1 away for Cade Brown when we come back on Larks Network. New pitcher into the game, Cole Johnson. He inherits 3 base runners, and Sushi Scott's appearance number 2 against the Larks this year will look like his first one against the Larks last year. He pitched against the Larks this year through 2/3 of an inning in relief against the Larks and gave up 4 hits and 3 earned runs. 14 straight balls here in the first inning between Scott and Johnson. 2-0 count here to Cade Brown. Hutchison at first, Drowning at second, LaRue at third base for the hometown team. This one finally in the zone, and Brown was a little bit early on the swing, sent it to the Larks dugout. 2-1 counts. Cole Johnson making appearance number 4 on the mound this year for the Cougars. He's thrown 10 innings. This is his first in relief. He has a 1-1 record. Picked up a loss against the Outlaws and a win against the Rough Riders. Threw 5 innings against the Rough Riders in the starts. He's given up 18 hits, 6 in each game, 10 earned runs, 6 walks, 8 punch-outs, has an ERA of 9 flat and a 2.40 whip. 15 of the last 16 have missed the zone, and the 3-1 hitters count delivery to Brown is going to be at the letters, and we'll have a full count to the Oklahoma Sooner, batting 8th or 7th as the DH. And it'll be runner number 6 of the inning for the Larks. There are 6 straights. The last 4 have reached on either a walk or hit by pitch. 3 of the last 4 have reached on a walk. Brown picks up the RBI. LaRue scores from third. Drowning to third. Hutchison to second. The Larks have scored 3 runs on 1 out. And that run accredited to Sushi Scott as we go to the 8-hole. Brady Evans getting his first starts against the Cougars here in Hayes. He appeared against them in Colorado where he went 2 for 3 and also picked up 3 walks in the day. He drove in 2 runs and scored 4 times. Also, one of those hits was a double. 0-1 inside to the catcher. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 away. Bases loaded for Brady Evans in a 2-run ball game. Larks have 2 singles, 3 walks, and a hit by pitch here in the bottom of the first. They're looking to win their 8th straight and potentially run rule their 4th straight game. But there's a lot of work there to be done. 1-1 high and inside, 2-1. Ferenzi on deck for the Larks, with Jeminian in the hole wanting to bat around. Evans takes his time getting the right-hander's batter's box versus the righty Johnson. Three one. Three-one delivery to Evans, chopped over to the right side. Stahl moves towards his left, waits on it for a long time, and will beat Evans by 1 step. Stahl had to wait a long time on that one, and Evans will be outs number 2. It took 6 batters between outs 1 and 2. 2 ground outs, 1 to Schmay, 1 to Stahl. But the Larks do score another run. Batters 5 through 8 each have an RBI, and batters 2 through 5 have each scored a run, drowning the lone with an RBI and a run scored. 2 away for the bottom of the order, Ben Ferenzi. 4-1 Larks with the Australian second baseman at the plate. Called strike 1 here to Ferenzi. Oh, 1 takes the corner. 0-2. This is Ferenzi's first game against the Cougars this year out of the 3 that these two teams have squared off against each other. He's one of 2 Larks to not hit against him. The other one, Braden Luckhart, who's out of the lineup today. Line drive goes slowly to Stahl, who fields it. Last 2 outs from the last 2 batters go to him. Larks bring 9 to the plate, 2 hits, 3 walks. After 14 straight pitches, missed the zone. Larks score 4 and will take a 3-run lead to the second inning. This is Carson Ackerman on the call. You're tuned in to Larks Network. Second inning here in Hayes. Evan Romke will lead things off against BBL, who allowed 1 hit and 2 walks and a run in the first inning. The first pitch of the second is hit to center field. Jeminian drifts into right center field, calls off to Rosie and Rice to record outs number 1. So Hutchison pulled from the game after taking a pitch off his kneecap. So now it is Ben Ferenzi who moves from second to third base. And Tanner Rice will be the new Palmer Hutchison in the batting order, and he's taken over at second base. Ground ball hit down the third base line. It goes past Ferenzi. And Nick Crandall will have a 1-out stand-up double, the second hit of the ball game for the Denver Cougars. First extra base hits for Denver is their 5th base runner through 1 1/3. Top of the second, 1 away, runner in scoring position at second base. Late on the swing is Stahl. He sends it into the parking lot over on the right side of the past the right side of the field. Larks victorious against Denver yesterday, 10-0 in 7 innings. It was a 3-pitcher no-hitter. Parker, Meredith, and Hendon. Larks have now won 4 straight against Denver, dating back to July 24th of last year, and they run-rolled them 11-0 at Larks Park in 7 innings. The 0-2 home to Stahl. Evans secures the ball in his glove to prevent a wild pitch. Larks in the first inning, 2 hits, 3 walks, 4 runs, and they left 2 on. The 1-2 home, swing and a miss. Ben Baker Livingston picks up his second strikeout of the day, number 10 on the season, through 7 2/3. Both strikeouts are swinging. The shortstop, Schmey, will come to the plate with 2 outs and that runner at second base. He grounded out to Palmer Hutchison to start off the game at the top of the order. And the first pitch to him will be fouled to the back right side of the turf. Larks will be off tomorrow, and we'll have one more game at home before heading to Liberal. They'll take on the Cannons Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. You can catch it right here on Larks Network. 0-1 will miss the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Due up for the Larks in the bottom of this second inning with the top of the order for the second straight inning. Jeminian, Jaslov, and Tarosian. Speed above the letters 2-1. Cougars have lost 5 games in league play. They were 4-5, sitting in 5th place, 3.5 games back behind the Larks. Baker Livingston misses outside, and Schmay will work himself into a hitter's count. Ream on deck if the Cougars need him. BBL looks home. Evans gives him the signs behind the plates, and Baker Livingston goes from the stretch. The 3-1 will be walk number 3 on the day and on the season for Baker Livingston. And it'll bring us the 5th batter of the inning, TJ Ream. 2 on, 2 outs. Ream was walk number 1 of BBL's season in the first inning. Reached first on the walk, then was out on Martinez's fielder's choice. Larks fans, you can see the socials on your screen, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. Be sure to check those out to stay up to date with all things Larks baseball all summer long. First pitch from Baker Livingston will miss outside to Ream. 1-0 counts. Rice playing kind of close to the second base bag, keeping an eye on Crandall, and he moves back into his regular defensive spot as the pitch is delivered inside 2-0. Crandall at second base, Schmay at first with 2 outs in the second. It's been a slow 1.5 innings here in Hayes after a fairly quick ball game yesterday when the Larks faced the minimum through 6. The curveball from Baker Livingston will miss low. He shakes his head and will now have to fire something in the zone with a 3-0 count. Baker Livingston, 1 wild pitch this season. He hasn't hit anybody and started off 72% of his batters with a first pitch strike. It's a 4th pitch strike here to Ream, and Ream will be working with the hitter's counts. As I see Chris Echeverria and Jackson Halter make their way to the bullpen on the left field side. 3-1 grounded into the Larks dugouts. Cade Hare tries to make a play on it. It rolls into the dugout for Caleb Meredith to make a play in. Full count. Baker Livingston from the stretch for the payoff pitch. Runners take off, and it will plunk Ream. The second hit by pitch of the day, 1 from Baker Livingston, 1 from Scott.
The first baseman, number 24, Alec Martinez.
Base is loaded. Ream at first, May at second, Crandall at third for Alec Martinez, who reached on a fielder's choice in the first and scored the lone run of the game for the Denver Cougars. Larks up by 3 here in inning 2. Nice pitch over the outside part of the plate. Called strike 1 here to Martinez. Martinez in yesterday's game batted 5th, and he went 0 for 2. The 0-1 will bounce off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Evans keeps it in front of him. Evans only had 5 passed balls all of Larks last year, despite catching the most innings. He still led the team in least amount of pass balls allowed. 1-1. Evans tries to frame it as BBL. Tries to get that outside call again. It won't be successful, and we'll go 2-1 with the counts. Ground ball over to the right side, 2-2. The Cougars will head back to Denver after this game, and they'll have Monday off before they take on the Rough Riders at Everett Middle School. They don't have any series left in this month until they take on Liberal on the 1st for 3 games in Liberal. 2-2 count, 2 away. Bases loaded in the top half of the second. Evans blocks this one, keeps the runners where they're at. We'll get another payoff pitch from Baker Livingston. Payoff pitch with the runners taken off is grounded to Rice at second, who waits on it, fields between his legs, and will leave the bases loaded, getting the ground out. Adam Martinez. Ben Baker Livingston keeps the Cougars off the scoreboard in the second inning and strikes out 1 as we move to the bottom half. Hayes up by 3. Bottom of the second, top of the order for Hayes. Leo Jimenian will get things started for the hometown team wearing pink. First stand up to Cancer Knights. He grounded out to Schmay on a well-hit ball to the shortstop for out number 1 at the bottom of the first in his lone at-bats. Jimenian in his career against the Cougars, 9 runs on 12 hits. He's driven in 5. He has 3 doubles and a home run against Denver. 2 balls, no strikes here to Jimenian, with Johnson on the mound. They're through 2/3 of an inning, in inning number 1, replacing Scott. Johnson from the stretch will get strike 1 of the inning, 2-1 counts. Jaslov waiting on deck with Terosian in the hole for Hayes. This one's popped up close to the plate. Balfons will record the catch behind the left-hander's batter's box. Jimenian 0 for 2 in the day. 1 away for Austin Jaslov. Jaslov extended his hitting streak to 4 games in inning number 1. He is now 4-12 against the Cougars this year with a triple and 3 singles and 4 runs scored after scoring the Larks' opening run of the game in inning 1. Timing off on the swing, no balls and a strike to Jazz. He's part of a stretch where 6 straight Larks reached. Larks had back-to-back singles and then 2 straight walks, hit by pitch and another walk in the first inning. Last 2 outs were made by Stahl at second base on a ground out and a line out to make the Larks leave 2 on. Larks left 2 on. They scored 4 runs on 3 walks and 2 hits and a hit by pitch. The Cougars have 2 hits, 3 walks. They've scored once and left just 1 under the maximum on base through 2 innings. They left 5 on. 1-2 into the left-hander's batter's box versus the right-handed Jaslov. Larks 7-1 against the Cougars through the past 2 years. 11-3 over the past 3 years, and the Larks' 3rd year in the Rocky Mountain Baseball League. They joined the league in 2020, won the RMBL championship, came back for 2021, and won it again, and they'll look to repeat and get 3 straight here in 22. Last year was a great year for the Larks. As Jaslov pops this one up over the first side, Martinez very loudly yells for ball and will record outs number 2 of the second inning. 4 straight retired for Johnson. 2 away for Tarosian. The Larks last year, as I mentioned, had a good year. They went 5-1 against the Cougars. 32-8 overall. 16-4 in RMBL play. They won 11 of their first 12 games, and they started off the month of July 14-0. The 14 wins were the longest streak of the season. They didn't lose a game in that month until the 23rd. They had a 200-run differential over the course of 40 games. They were just a few wins shy of the NBC title last year. They're still looking for their first. We've been runners-up quite a few times, 5 times. Under head coach Frank Leah, we have 14 top 5 finishes at the NBC, and the Larks will look to bring home the crown here in 2022. 2 balls, no strikes to Tarosian, who singled in the first inning and scored. 3-0 this one's over the line in the right-hander's batter's box. Larks scored 397 runs last year, averaging 10 runs a game. They had 9 players with a 1,000 OPS or more. Currently, the Larks have 6 players in that category. They had 4 players with a 500 OBP or higher. This year, the Larks have 4 again, as Tarosian will be walked for the first time today. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk. He is now 5 of 11 against the Cougars with 3 walks, 3 singles, a home run, and 4 singles and a home run. He's stolen 3 bases against him. Runner at first base with 2 outs for the cleanup hitter, LaRue, who walked in the first inning. Was the 3rd straight guy to reach. We'll see when the Larks send Tarosian, seeing as it's almost inevitable that he will take off. This one gets away from Alfonso. Won't count as a stolen base attempt or a stolen base for Tarosian, but he does move up to second base. 1 out in scoring position with 2 outs for LaRue, who got all the way to home plate in the first. 1 of 4 to do so. 2 through 5 in the order each scored. And then 5 through 8 each drove in a run. 2-0 count for LaRue, looking for RBI number 1 of the day. LaRue this year against the Denver Cougars, 4 of 9. He's driven in 3 runs, walked 2 times, and he scored 2 times. 2-0, he hits it to the third baseman, Grandola. It goes under his glove, and it will be runners on the corners with 2 outs for the Hayes Larks. And it will be the second error of the game, officially for the Denver Cougars. So LaRue's hitting streak will not bump up to 11 games here in the second inning, and he will be considered 0 for 1. Drawing to this, walked in the first inning, drove in a run on the walk, and he also scored. LaRue at first with Terosian at third. Dreiling takes this one to right field. Romke drifts right and now runs in and records out number 3 of the second. Larks don't repeat their success from the first. They bring 5 to the plate, a walk, no hits, and we'll leave 2 on, 1 in scoring position as we move to the third here in Hayes. Larks 4, Cougars 1. Top of the third, here we go in Hayes. Reese Chapman, the cleanup man and future roommate of Larks outfitter Dylan Dreiling at the University of Tennessee, will lead things off. Swings and misses above. Ben Baker Livingston's first pitch of the third inning. Baker Livingston's given up 2 hits, 3 walks, 1 run, but he's forced 5 to be left on base through 2 innings. No balls and a strike here to the center fielder, and it will be missing the zone. 1-1 counts. Larks through 2 innings. They've gotten 2 hits, walked 4 times, got 4 runs, and they've left 4 on. BBL gets a jumper to the first base side. LaRue fields it, underhands it to BBL, who will tag the bag and throw it around the horn for outs number 1 of the third inning. A 3-1 ground outs for the center fielder, who went hitless yesterday along with the rest of his team. 1 away for Logan Balfons. The catcher singled in the first inning for the first hit of the ball game and drove in the first and only run for the Denver Cougars. Evans sets up outside. It goes outside, but will miss the zone. 1-0 counts to the 5-spot catcher. There's a chance that this next year, Ben Baker Livingston will be a weekend guy for the New Mexico Lobos. After only starting 2 games this year for the Mountain West team. Made 12 appearances, went 2-1, striking out 18 through 22 and 2/3. He had the second most wins on the roster, tied for the second most, and he was a 2-time Mountain West Freshman of the Week. He will walk Balfons on 4 pitches, and that'll be walk number 4 of the day for BBL, who hadn't walked a single guy through 6 innings and his previous 3 appearances. No courtesy runner for the catcher. Cirillo gives him the signs for what to do across the diamond. Adam working at the plate. He struck out on a swing and a miss to end the first inning, and will get a called strike 1 here to start his AB of the 3rd inning. And now he will get a courtesy runner for the catcher. It's Zeke Minnick, who caught yesterday.
Courtesy runner at first base.
Oh, 1 from Baker Livingston. Curveball fools work in, and he'll be down 0-2. Larks were supposed to have a couple more guys throw after Hendon yesterday, but with the run rule in 7 innings, they were forced to go short of that during the no-hitter. Supposed to see Tabor and supposed to see Hunter Marshall. And now we'll get a look at some other guys today. We've already seen 3 guys up in the pen. Only one of them was actually warming up. Two balls, 2 strikes to the left fielder. Runner at first base with 1 away. 2-2, swung a miss. It'll be a drop 3rd strike. And Balfons thought he got to advance on the drop 3rd strike, and he goes to second. And Evans throws down to Jaslov, who throws to first to get out number 3 of the inning. Workichan struck out for the 2nd time today, and that'll end the 3rd. The Larks face the minimum for the first time today and will take a 3-run lead to the bottom of inning number 3. The younger of the UTA Rice brothers will lead things off in the bottom of the 3rd. And we'll start off his first at-bat of the day. 1-0. Hutchison was the sixth batter of the first inning, was hit by a pitch to the kneecap and then taken out for the start of the second inning. 2-0 to Rice. And this one will catch the outside corner on a fastball. Rice will nod at it and readjust his strike zone. Defense straight up in the bottom of the third inning, a game that started to cool off temperature-wise. Still a wind blowing in from the outfield as Rice takes this one to left center field. Works under it and makes the catch. Plenty in front of the 349 sign in left center. Rice now 0 for 1 to start the day.
The designated hitter, number 28, Kay Brown.
One away, base is empty for the DH, who walked and got to second base in inning number 1. Brown in his career against the Cougars, he's picked up 6 hits, 3 runs driven in, 5 runs. This year, he is 1 of 3 against him with a walk and 1 run scored. First pitch over the inside part of the zone, called strike 1. Game 2 of 2 against the Cougars here at Larks Park. Larks won yesterday. They're looking for the sweep tonight. Cougars looking for the series splits. This one's sent past Johnson the mound, but stalls there to back him up, slides forward and throws to first in time. And the Larks will have 3 straight retired now as we go to Brady Evans. It's game 5 of a 6-game homestand. It's the 5th game in a row here at Larks Park. That streak will be broken tomorrow with an off night for the guys before they take on the former KCLB foe, the Kansas Cannons, on Tuesday at Larks Park. Two away as Evans swings above this one. No balls and a strike. It's the catcher who was outnumbered 2 the first inning, and as the 8th batter of the inning, he grounded out to stall but drove in a run on the process. Larks were held scoreless in the last inning. After bringing 5 to the plate, they don't want to go 1-2-3 here in the third. Cougars kept scoreless in back-to-back innings. As Evans fouls this one off, we'll go 0-2. Two hits for Hayes, 4 walks, 4 runs. They left 4 on. The 0-2 count to Evans, inside lined right past third base coach and head coach Frank Leo in his 40th year at the helm of the Larks. No 2 count to Evans, 2 away. Base is empty. Still Johnson on the mound. He's thrown 2 2/3. 1 2 and a third. Panthers wearing their all-black unis. And he goes from the stretch. The 1-2, Evans reads it, sends it to the third baseman, Crandall, who eats it up. The throw across the diamond will reach Martinez off one bounce, and Evans will be the third out of a 1-2-3 third. The Larks go in order in inning 3, and we go to the 4th. Hayes 4, Cougars 1. Appearance number 4 on the season for Baker Livingston will be done after 3 innings. He gives up 1 run as the second Central Alabama Trojan of the series will take over on the mound for the 4th inning. And Cade Harris sends 1 pitch home, and Romkey sends it on a high pop fly to Ferenzi for the first out of the 4th inning. 1 away, base is empty for Nick Crandall, who had a double with 1 out in the 2nd inning. It was a stand-up one. He reached third base but was left there, and the Larks left the bases loaded. This one's fouled off. 0-1 with the count. Baker Livingston throws 3 innings, gives up 2 hits, 1 run, strikes out 3, and gives up 4 walks. A 1 count, 1 away, base is empty in the top half of the 4th inning. 4-1 in favor of the hometown Larks. This one's hit well to left field, but not well enough as Dylan Dreiling takes 2 steps back and gets out number 2 of the 4th. Crandall now 1 up, 2 with a double and a fly out. 2 away for the bottom of the order, Jackson Stahl. Larks faced the minimum in the 3rd. They had an inning-ending double play on the strikeout from Workin. They caught Balfons between 1st and 2nd. First delivery here to Stahl over the inside part of the zone, called strike 1. Hare made 12 appearances for the Trojans this year with no record. 5'11" Phoenix City, Alabama freshman struck out 8. The ground ball goes to the left side. Jazz Love dives for it. It goes off his forearm. Rolls into the grass. He follows up with it, and Stahl has a 2-out single and will take it to the top of the order here in the 4th. Appearance number 5 for Cade Hare as a Lark. His 4th at Larks Park. All appearances for him in relief. He's yet to pick up a decision on the mound. He's given up 4 hits, 3 earned runs. He's walked 7 guys but struck out 8. Has an ERA sitting at 3.52 entering today's ball game and a whip at 1.44. Outside delivery here to Schmay, 1-0. Schmay walked in the 2nd inning after grounding out to Hutchison in the 1st inning. Delivery number 2 sent to left field, and Dreiling gets under it and will record outs 2 and 3 in left field. Schmay now over 2. Larks allow 1 hit in the 4th inning, but they leave a runner at first base, and they'll take a 3-run lead to the bottom of the 4th here on Larks Network.
You're tuned in to the Larks Network.
Bottom of the fourth. Bottom of the order for Hayes. Ferenzi 0 for on the day with a line drive out to Stahl to end the first inning. In his lone at bat against the Cougars this season, he hits this one strong to left field. It'll drop and roll to the warning track. Workan chases it and hits the wall, and the beverage batter for the Larks hits him a leadoff stand-up double. Their third hit of the ballgame, their first extra base hits. And Larks fans at Larks Park will get half-price beverages for the remainder of the fourth inning, and what a way to do with nobody out. The fans will have plenty of time to get down to the Larks nest. So we'll go to the top of the order. Leo Jeminian, who was 0 for 2 today with a ground out and a pop out. Jeminian will be plunked. It's the second hit batter of the day for the Larks. And they will have back-to-back base runners to start the fourth inning. Ben Ferenzi's hitting streak now at 3 games after that stand-up double to lead off the inning. Jazz Love will come to the box. Jeminian at first base, Ferenzi at second base. Those are 2 speedy base runners for Hayes. Jazz Love with a 1 for 2 start to the day with a single and a run scored. He has 13 singles on the year and 19 hits through 46 at-bats. He shows bunts, and they will not pull it back in time, but it will miss the zone and bounce off of Bonfons. Ferenzi, just talking about his speed, goes second to home on it. Jeminian first to third. Ferenzi scores for the first time today and for the 9th time in 2022 in a Larks uniform. It is 5-1 Larks. Larks get their first run since the first inning. Nobody out, runner at third base here in the bottom of the fourth. 0-1 count to the Knoxville native shortstop. And Johnson still in the mound. And Jazz Love sends up the inside of his bats. Martinez chases it from first base, but that one was going to be plenty fouled. And out of play. Fan made a play over on the right side of the field on the ball and gets a round of applause from Larks faithful. Smallest crowd of the weekend, but it is a Sunday night. But it's still a very good crowd at a Larks Park game. Jazz Love takes this one to right center field on a bloop hit, and it will drop in the grass. Jazz Love, his first RBI of the day. Jeminian scores for the first time, and now 1 through 5 in the order have each scored 1 run. Jazz Love, one of 2 guys with it, a run scored and a run driven in. The other one is his future teammate at Tennessee, Dylan Dryling. 6-1 Larks looking for their 8th straight win. Larks are undefeated at home this year. Slow ground ball goes to Schmey at second shortstop. The throw to the second baseman Stahl will be in time. Jazz Love will be out, oversliding the bag, but Terosian will reach on a fielder's choice. Terosian now 1 of 2 with a walk, a single, and a run scored. He's stolen 1 base on the day and could get greedy looking for more. 2-way for Tyler LaRue, all from the day, reaching on to air in the second and walking in the first inning. Larks are 8-0 this year at Larks Park. Undefeated 0-1 count here to Tyler LaRue. It's Terosian at first base with only 1 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. LaRue the fifth batter to come to the plate in the inning. Everyone before him has reached, whether it was on a Ferenzi double, a Jaslov single, a fielder's choice, or a hit by pitch. Inside delivery, LaRue sends it over the backstop, 0-2. That single from Jaslov was his second of the day, the fourth hit for the Larks. He's accounted for half of their hits and half of the runs with a run driven in and a run scored. Not half the runs. Don't know why I said that. And Terosian started to go to second. Malfon's throw to first will not be in time. I was looking at the hits category still and assumed that was in my head, the 4 runs, but it's actually 6 runs for the Larks, 4 in the first, 2 in the second. LaRue has a 1-2 count. Time is called. And now we are ready to go. Johnson versus LaRue. Terosian gets his lead at first base, angles his shoulders for second as LaRue hits one hard to left field. It'll roll to the wall, and Terosian is going to be waved home from third base. He's sprinting home. The throw from Schmay is going to pull Belfons away from the plate. It wouldn't have been in time anyway. And LaRue puts his hitting streak at 11 games. That's the longest on the team. And he gets his first hit of the day and his first RBI. Terosian scores for the second time today, and the Larks lead by 6. Runner at second base in the form of LaRue as Cerullo is out of the dugouts for the Denver Cougars. Dreiling to the box. As a new pitcher, Adrian Rodriguez takes over on the mound. Third pitcher of the day, through 3 1/3 for the Cougars. He is a southpaw. And word from the field umpire, throws up an outside, points at first base. And not sure what that's about. Dylan at the plate checks with the home plate umpire, sees that was on him. It's a 1-0 count to him. One away with LaRue at second base, Dreiling at the plate. 2-0. Dreiling flew out in the second inning after walking in the first inning. He scored a run and drove in a run in that first. Larks have scored 3 this inning. LaRue just doubled to bring home Terosian. It was LaRue's first RBI of the day. He is tied with Dylan Dreiling for the team lead in RBIs, each guy with 20. He's actually tied with Hutchison, too. It's a 3-way tie. Those 3 guys came into this game with 19 apiece, and they each get 1 through the first 3 and the third. Three hitters count for the 6th batter of the inning. Sends one to the backstop, and he will have a full count. Dreiling slugging .756 this year, batting .366. No stats before his first plate appearance on the day, so his numbers will shift a little bit. He slugged .487 last year for the Larks and .459 in his first summer. And he will be walked. It's the first walk of the inning. And Adrian Rodriguez will put Dreiling at first and leave LaRue at second with still 1 away in the 4th inning. Rise to the box. He is 0 for on the day with a pop out to Warchan in left field. Rodriguez, a 5'11" southpaw from Metropolitan State University in Denver, downtown Denver. It's another RMAC school in D2. No stats listed. From MSU. But this year on the mound for the Denver Cougars, Rodriguez is making his 6th appearance. He's thrown 9 innings, picked up 1 start, no decisions. He's given up 11 hits, 7 runs, now 8 walks, 7 strikeouts. He has an ERA at 7 flat and a whip at 2 flats. 3-0 to Rice. He's taken all the way. Rodriguez has started off each of the batters he's faced with 3 straight balls. And Rice will be back-to-back walks here in the 4th inning. LaRue moves up to 3rd, Dreiling to 2nd, Rice to 1st. We'll go to Brown, who's 0 from the day. Larks have 5 hits between Terosian, Jaslov, Ferenzi, and LaRue. LaRue just put his hitting streak at 11 games. Terosian on a 7-game hitting streak now. Jaslov have at a 4-game hitting streak, and Ferenzi now on a 3-game hitting streak. No balls and a strike to Brown, who was out number 2 of the last inning. He's the 8th batter of the 4th inning, looking to get his first hit of the ball game. Bases loaded for him. 1 away. And an 0-1 count. Outside, 1 ball and a strike. Brown yesterday 1 for 3 with a run scored. This season, he's hitting .333, coming into this game with a .410 on base percentage, driving in 8 runs and scoring 8. 4 extra base hits, half doubles, half home runs. 2-1 reads the scoreboard here on the right field side of Larks Park. (2-1). This one's hit up the middle. Stahl slides for it. It goes off his glove. 2 will score. Dreiling scores from 2nd. LaRue scores from 3rd. Brown will not be credited with the hit. The official scoring is an E4. Rice moves to 2nd on the Stahl error. LaRue scores for the 2nd time today. Dreiling scores for the 2nd time today. Larks have a 9-1 lead with 2 on and 1 out. Dreiling's 14th 15th time touching home plate this season. That is tied for third on the team with Tanner Rice. And Tyler LaRue scores for the 14th time this year. 0-1 count here to Brady Evans, the 9th hitter of the inning. Larks brought 9 to the plate in the first, scoring 4 runs, leaving 2 on, picked up 3 walks and 2 hits. Larks have left 4 total on today. They had a 1-2-3 third, and Evans will get a called strike 2. 5 runs here in the 4th inning. Hayes up. Nine to 1. Evans pops this one up to the right field side. Stahl will get under it and record outs number 2 at the bottom of the 4th inning. So Larks will bat around. Back-to-back plays to Stahl at second base. He does make a play on this one. Ferenzi, who led off this inning with a double, came around to score, is back to the dish. 2 away, 2 on for Ferenzi, the Australian third baseman who started the game at second base. He takes a called strike from Rodriguez. 0-1. Rodriguez pitched against the Larks on the 11th. Through 2/3 of an inning, gave up 2 earned runs, 1 walk, 1 hit, punched out 2. His last outing was on the 15th on Wednesday. Going up against Colorado Springs, through an inning, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, striking out to 1. Has an 0-2 count here against Ferenzi. This one will be blocked by Balfonz. We'll go 1-2 with the count. Inning continues. Hayes up by 8. Renzi late on the swing. Scoreboard back on the stream now. Jermanian on deck. He wants to get his second plate appearance of the 4th inning and his 4th on the day. Rodriguez delivers from the third base side of the rubber and will hit the second batter of the inning, and will bring to the plate the guy who was the first hit batter of the inning, Leo Jermanian, representing the 11th hitter of the inning. He scored the second run of this 5-run 4th. The first eight hitters of the inning each reached. Base is loaded for Jermanian, who sends one up the middle. Stahl dives for it. The toss to second base is just going to barely get Ferenzi out. That would have been trouble if it wasn't for Stahl's slide and underhand toss. Larks will leave 2 on here in the 4th inning, but they pick up 5 runs on 3 hits. And we go to the 5th. Hayes up by 8 on Larks Network. Larks bring in their third pitcher of the game for the 5th inning here at Larks Park. It's Chris Echeverria. Harp throws the chalk bag out of the dugout to him. Doesn't get all the way to the mound, so he'll jog off the mound before we get things started. To TJ Ream, the DH, who's 0 for 0 with a walk and a hit by pitch on the day. Martinez on deck with Chapman in the hole. Larks fans, you can see the socials on your screen. Be sure to check them all out to stay up to date with the Larks this summer. Both of Ream's plate appearances were against Ben Baker Livingston, and he sends the first pitch he sees from Echeverria to left center field, and Echeverria holds up a celebratory fist pump for his outfielder Drowling, who made a nice catch in left center. Back-to-back flyouts to left field going back to the 4th inning, and there's one away in the 5th. 7th appearance for Echeverria on the mound, all in relief. He's thrown 9 2/3 now, giving up 14 hits, 8 earned runs, 7 walks. Punched out 8, hit 1. His ERA coming into this outing was 7.71. Cade Hare through the 4th inning and allowed 1 hit, left 1 on, no hits, no runs. 2-0 count here to Alec Martinez, the first baseman, batting in the 3 spot. He's 0 for 2 in the day with a run scored. Cole Johnson replaced Sushi Scott after just 1 out in the 1st inning. He went 3 innings for the Cougars, giving up 3 hits, 4 earned runs before Rodriguez took over for inning number 4. Actually went 2 2/3. Game changer gave another extra out to him. 3-0 count here to Martinez, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Echeverria hits the zone on this one. 3-1 counts. Larks have a couple of guys standing up in the pen. One of them a righty who is throwing. And if I'm not mistaken, that is Luke Terbeek. Martinez will walk on 5 pitches and be the first base runner of the 5th inning. The 5th walk allowed for the Larks. Runner on first, 1 away for Reese Chapman, the cleanup Tennessee Volunteer. That's where you make sure him and LaRue, who's at first base, are on the same page. Defensive alignment has shifted since the 1st inning, with Hutchison being taken out. It's still the same outfield from left to right, Drowling, Jiminy, and Tarosian. Shortstop and first base are the same, with Jazz at short, LaRue at first. Ferenzi moved from 2nd to 3rd, and now Rice is at 2nd base. Evans is still behind the plate. 1-0 count here for Chapman. This one's lined to the backstop. 1-1 counts. Larks off to a great start on the homestand. They have won 4 straight, and they were unrolled 3 straight games. They're a couple of innings and a couple of runs away from a run rule, but there's still work to do. You can never count on that. Even the win isn't guaranteed. Echeverria gets the 2nd fly ball to left center field. Drowling moves a little bit back from the spot he originally caught out number 1 in, but records out number 2, none the same. And there is 2-away with that runner at first base. Echeverria's last appearance on the mound was against the Rough Riders on Friday. So just a 1-day rest for him. He's back on the mound. He threw 2 innings, giving up 3 hits, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Dropped his ERA from 8.59 to 7.71. He's given up multiple hits in his last 3 outings, multiple runs in 3 of his 6 previous outings. His first appearance was against the Baghouse when he looked great on the mound. Came in for the 9th inning and struck out the side, giving up no hits, no walks. And it looked like he was going to be a great closer for us. Since then, his command hasn't been the same. And he's gotten his head a little bit in each appearance. But he has an 0-2 count here against Logan Belfons, who's 1 for 1 today with a single and a walk. And he drove in a run back in the first inning. It is Luke Terbeek who was throwing in the pin. Not sure if he's throwing a pin or getting ready to come to the game. The Larks will use him later on the week as a starter. The 0-2 is hit to center field. Jiminian moves to the right and in and gets out number 3. Echeverry allows a walk but gets 3 flyouts to the outfield and will keep the Cougars off the scoreboard for the 4th straight inning. To the bottom of the 5th we go. Hayes up by 8, looking for more. Bottom of the 5th, the shortstop Jazz Love will lead things off for the Larks. He is 2 for 2 today with a single, a run scored, and a run driven in. 1-0 count here to the Knoxville native. He grounds one to the left side. The other shortstop, Schmay, fields it. Hop throw to first. Bounces into the glove of Martinez for a 2-pitch leadoff out. Jazz Love now 2 for 4 on the day.
The right fielder at number 1, Jack Tarosian.
Jack Tarosian to the box with 1 away. He has reached in every plate appearance today. A single, a walk, and a fielder's choice for the Omaha native. He's scored in 2 innings, and every inning he's made a plate appearance in, he's made it at least to third base. Scored in the first, scored in the 4th. 1 for 2, a walk, a single, and a fielder's choice. No balls and a strike for Tarosian. Tarosian throws right-handed, but will dig in the left-hander's batter's box. Check swing at one that does miss his own. A tough one to hang on your swing. He was already getting close to halfway around, but held up in time. Good strong hands right there to make his count 1-1. Now it goes 2-1. Tarosian's only had 1 game off this season, playing in 13 of the Larks' 14. And he sends one off the turf and will roll foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tarosian was tied for the most games played at Hutchison this year. He played in 60 games for the Blue Dragons after playing in 42 in his freshman year in 2021, and he will be out for the first time today, striking out looking for out number 2 of the 5th against Adrian Rodriguez, who is back to the mound for his 2nd inning of work. Tyler LaRue to the box. He doubled in the 4th inning to put his hitting streak at 11 games. He's 1 for 2. He's scored 2 times and driven in 1 run. Larks up 9-1. Don't want to go 1-2-3 for the second time today when 7 through 8 in the order did back in the 3rd inning. LaRue will have a 1-0 count to start against Martinez in the 5th. Hard cut from LaRue, sends one off the skinny part of his bat over the grandstand, 1-1. LaRue in 3 games against the Cougars has now driven in 4 runs and scored 3 runs. He's picked up 3 doubles and his 5 hits and 11 at-bats. He grounds one to Crandall, who flinched at the last second but still secured it, and Larks do go in order in the 5th for the second time today. 2 ground outs to the left side of the infield and a strikeout looking. To the 6th we go here in Hayes. Larks up 9-1. Top of the sixth, Luke Terbeek will take over on the mound. Pitcher number 4 of the day for the Larks. Adam Workhand shows bunt on the first pitch, grounds it in front of home plate, and it will be foul. Evans' throw to first would have been in time, but the count will start off 0-1. Workhand 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts, both swinging and both against Ben Baker Livingston. Terbeek is 6'2" sophomore from New-Vennep, Netherlands. Played at Mid-American Christian this year after spending the previous 2 years at Arizona Western. A 1 home swung on and missed 0-2. Terbeek, second-year Lark, made 9 appearances on the mound. 5 of them starts, went 3-1 for the Larks last year before an accident ended his season. But he's glad to be back in Hayes, and we're glad to have him back and fully healthy. The 0-2 misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the left fielder, who's 6th in the order. Echeverria has his best outing since the 3rd. In the 5th inning, allows 1 walk, gets 3 flyouts, no runs, no hits. And it is strikeouts number 1 on the day for Luke Terbeek. 1 away. Workhand just was given the hat trick. 1 away for Evan Romke, who's 0 for 2 today. Luke's 7th strikeout on the season, number 34 in his career as a Lark. Off-speed fools Romke, 0-1. Terbeek's 4th appearance on the mound this season, his 2nd in relief. He is 0-0 on the year, no decision. He would have picked up a win on Monday, but the game that he pitched and started in, he only went 4 innings. Need to go 5 for the win to get counted for you. He allowed 5 hits, 1 earned run, struck out 2. ERA at 1 flat in league games. It's 1.5, and his whip is at 1 flat as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes for the Larks. Righty from the Netherlands. Outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Luke, one of 4 international players on the roster for Hayes, along with Echeverria, who worked the 5th inning. Chris is from the Dominican Republic. Larks have their 3rd baseman, Ben Ferenzi, from Australia. And then tonight's center fielder, Leo Geminian, is from St. Lo, France. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away, bases empty in the top half of the 6th inning on a Sunday night in north central Kansas. 2-2 inside. Terbeek didn't get the call he wanted, and we'll go 3-2 at the count, and the Larks fans unhappy with the call as well. The payoff pitch from the windup. It will miss, and Luke Terbeek will walk the second batter of the inning. Luke is not a walk thrower. He walked just 6 guys last year through 31 1/3. Only walked 9 guys in his career at Arizona Western through 10 appearances and 34 innings pitched. And that is his 2nd walk of the season, his 1st since the season opener. Runner at first base, 1 away as a slow swing from Crandall sends one over the right side and fell. No balls and a strike, 1 away. Romke at first base for the first time today. Denver's been held scoreless since the 1st inning. Terbeek from the stretch. Crandall sends this one off the inside of his bats. No balls, 2 strikes as it misses over the grandstand. Denver has now walked 6 times today. They've picked up just 3 hits. They scored once, and they've left 7 on. Big gap in right center field for Crandall. And this one will miss outside. Luke is keeping him around the zone, and now they will get the strike 3 called. It was a little bit delayed, but we got it. Second strikeout of the inning for Terbeek, number 8 on the year. And number 35 in a blue cap for the Larks. 2 away. Just had the Stand Up to Cancer ceremony between innings. It's an annual deal for the Larks, and it's always a emotional night at the ballpark, but also a very good one. One definitely worth having. Swing and a miss from Stahl, who's 1 for 2 in the day with a single and a strikeout. Larks had a couple of first pitches today, ceremonial first pitches. One from Sophia Lindenberger, who is just a year younger than I am and has already beaten cancer twice. And then one from a 13-year-old who is going to wrap up her treatment hopefully in the beginning of July. No balls, 2 strikes here to Stahl, who's at the bottom of the order in the top half of the 6th. 0-2 count, 2 away, runner at first base. Hayes up by 8. Off speed outside. Evans drops to his knees to secure it. 1-2. Larks will look for a couple more runs at the bottom of the 6th to set up for their 4th straight run rule. After scoring 5 in the 4th, they went 1-2-3 in innings scoring 5 in the 4th, they went 1-2-3 in inning 5. Romke will steal second here. The throw not in time and away from the bag. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Stahl with the runner in scoring position now. Luke looks at the runner at second base, delivers home and off speed, and he strikes out 3 in the 6th inning after allowing a walk. And we'll end it right there. 4 to the plate, 3 down on strikes. Tara Beek will give us an 8-run lead as we go to the bottom half of the 6th here in Hayes. Bottom half of the 6th inning, Dylan Dreiling will lead off an inning for the first time today. Has a 1-0 count. It's still Rodriguez on the mound. Dreiling has a huge gap in left center field. If he can take something opposite field. 2 balls, no strikes to Dreiling, who's picked up 2 walks today. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 4th. Drove in a run with his walk with the bases loaded in the 1st inning, and then came around to score, and then he scored in the 4th inning again. 3 balls for Martinez. The Cougars pitching staff has struggled with location today. At one point they threw 14 straight balls. And Dreiling will be walked on 4 pitches, his 3rd walk of the day. Runner at first base, nobody out for Tanner Rice. Dreiling He's now walked 3 times in his 14 plate appearances against the Cougars. He has 3 hits and 2 doubles, and he scored 3 times this year. 4 times in his career as a Lark. 1-0 count to Rice. 5 straight balls from Rodriguez to start the 6th inning. On a home, Rice takes over the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out with the left fielder at first base. Brown on deck with Evans in the hole for Hayes. Drowling takes off for second. The throw is going to be slow and high, and Drowling puts himself in scoring position. That walk was Drowling's 7th of the season, and that stolen base was his 4th in 5, or excuse me, his 2nd in 3 attempts. Check swing from Rice, didn't go as the ball missed outside. Hitter counts 7 balls and a strike here in the bottom of the 6th for Adrian Rodriguez. Rice is 0 for 1 with a walk after replacing Palmer Hutchison at the plate and on the field in the 2nd inning. Three-two counts, and we'll get a payoff pitch from Rodriguez. The Larks have 5 hits today. They picked up 7 walks, scoring 9, and they've left 6 on. Righty up in the pen for the Cougars, with the lefty in the pen for Hayes. And Rice will be the 2nd walk of the 6th inning, and Larks will put 2 on with Brown coming to the dish. He's due for a hit 0 for 2 in the day with a walk and a run driven in. 2 runs scored when he reached on an error in the 4th inning. So he had those RBIs taken away from him, and Cirillo is going to pull Adrian Rodriguez here in the 6th inning. Both runners would be going to his earned mark, and we'll let you know who the new pitcher is when we come back. Under the lights here at Larks Park, Matthew Sapikoff will take over on the mound with 2 on. 1 in scoring position at second base in the form of Dylan Dreiling. appearance number 6 for Sapikoff on the mound. He last pitched against the Outlaws on Tuesday, but 8 days ago, he pitched against the Larks, threw 3 1/3 in relief, gave up 6 hits. 2 runs were earned of the 4 that scored against him. He gave up 1 walk, striking out 4 in the process. 1-0 count here to Brown. Looking for his first of the ballgame and to get aboard for the 3rd time today. 1-0 inside, 2 balls, no strikes to the Oklahoma Sooner. Sapikoff, a Littleton, Colorado native, went to Littleton, Colorado High School before heading to College of the Deserts. This year for the Roadrunners, he appeared in 16 games, 14 of them were in relief just like this one. He went 2-0 through 35 innings, striking out 33 and had 8 earned runs, made for an ERA at 2.06. An unranked perfect game prospect. And he will miss on the zone here. 3-1 count to Cade Brown. Sapikoff at Littleton High School on the mound. Only stats available on Max Spreps from his sophomore year. He threw 17 2/3 on 7 appearances and went 0-3. 3-1. It'll walk Cade Brown on 5 pitches. 3rd straight walk. And Larks load the bases. A walk to Dreiling started it. A walk to Rice put him on first. And Dreiling moves to 3rd as Rice moves to 2nd. And Brown goes to 1st on Brown's 2nd walk of the ball game. Brown has just played in now 2 games against the Cougars this year out of the 3. Bases loaded for Brady Evans, who's also due for a hit. He's 0 for 3 with a ground out and a pop out to Stahl and a ground out to Crandall. Still nobody out here in the 6th inning. Larks looking to put themselves in a position to get their 4th straight run rule. The run would be at second base. We would still have to go out and play the top half of the 7th inning should the Larks take an 11-1 or more lead. 1-1 count to the catcher from Broken Bow, Oklahoma. He's a 5'10" sophomore, have a couple years of eligibility left at Northeastern State. It'll be his debut year for the Riverhawks this next spring. 1-2 counts. Bases loaded. Stahl playing way in at second base, and the entire infield is in. Sapikoff doesn't get the call, missing low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield in. One to prevent a run from scoring. Brady Evans will look to bloop something over their heads with 2 strikes on him. Brady will get time and get readjusted. Cerullo walks out the dugout now. And the home plate umpire is going to talk to Sapikoff as Cerullo comes out to talk to Balfons at the catcher spots. So 2 conversations going on behind home plate and in front of the mound. Balfons getting looked at. And Cerullo taps him. I think we might get a new catcher into this game, and I think we will. Cerullo determined that Balfons was not good enough to go in after checking his left wrist. He taps his own left wrist and looks to the dugouts. 2-2 counts, nobody outs. Bases loaded, and Hayes, Kansas. Brown at first, Hutchison. It's replacement Rice at second. Dreiling at third base, standing by his grandfather and head coach Frank Leo. New catcher of the game, Chase Kaskak, who caught against the Larks on the 11th. And hasn't appeared against the Larks here in Hayes. It's a 3-2 count as Sabakov misses low to Evans. Infield still in, and we'll get a payoff pitch with the bases loaded in the bottom of the 6th. Big pitch coming from Sabakov. It'll miss the outside corner, and the Larks will have 4 straight walks to start off the 6th inning. And Dreiling will score for the 3rd time today. Evans picks up his first RBI and his first time reaching the bases. Rice goes to 3rd, Brown to 2nd. RBI 2 for Evans on the day, and on the season, RBI number 7. As Ferenzi will come to the dish. Hunter Rawson, the courtesy runner at first base. He courtesy ran for Brady Evans earlier on this homestand. And it is not Hunter Rawson. I think that is Braden Lucard at first base. The announcement was Hunter Rawson. That is Lucard at first base. 1-0 count here to Ferenzi. 10-1 in favor of the Larks, and it's a 2-0 count. And now Lucard gives a thumbs up to the crowd once the correct announcement comes through. Dreiling just scored for the 16th time this season. And Ferenzi sends one to the second baseman, Stahl, who was playing in, will get the out at home. No throw down to first base from Kaskak. You don't want to risk anything and allow another run to score. That will be the first out of the inning. Ferenzi does pick up his first RBI of the day. Now every Lark has either scored or driven in a run. Actually, no RBI. I don't know why I said that. He reached on the fielder's choice. But every Lark has anyway scored or driven in a run. It is Rice that was out, but Brown moves to 3rd, Evans to 2nd. Ferenzi reaches at first base. Larks up by 9. First delivery to Leo Jiminian at the top of the order will miss the zone. 1-0 counts with 1 away. Jiminian was hit in the 4th inning and scored. And he reached on a fielder's choice in the 5th. This delivery inside. It was off the glove of Kaskak. 2-0. One away. Every base has a runner on it here in Hayes. Sabakov gets the call over the outside part of the plate. 2-1. Sabakov's lone decision of the season on the mound came against the Game Day Angels. On the 3rd, he picked up the loss and through 1 inning, allowed 3 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks. The righty could go from the windup if he elects to, but goes from the stretch. And the 2-1's read well by Jimini. You could see by the way he lifted up his front foot that one was going to be cranked. They're going to wave Lucard home, and he's going to score from second base. So the courtesy runner in place of Evans will score the 12th run of the ball game. Cade Brown scores the 11th run of the ball game, and now the run rule is in place for the 7th inning. Hayes up by 11, 2 on. With 1 out, as Jiminian picks up his first hit of the ball game, drives in 2 runs. RBIs number 5 and 6 this season for Jiminian. In his Larks career, RBI total now at 51. First delivery to Jaslov. He takes it off the skinny part of his bat and sends it over the right side, 0-1. Jiminian at first base with Ferenzi at second. The 0-1 delivery here to Jaslov. Does catch the inside corner. Start off, looked like it was going to hit him, and then had some late break to it. If I'm not mistaken, I think that is Brady Rose up in the pen for Hayes, looking to close out the game in the 7th inning. Oh, 2 home. Hit to the right side, but it will be foul, and Jaslov will protect. When still moving in from the outfield at a pretty decent pace. But the night has cooled off as the sun set in downtown Hayes, Kansas. Larks off tomorrow. This is their 5th straight day of a game at Larks Park, but we will play on Tuesday against the Kansas Cannons as Kaskak takes this one off the top of his glove, lets it bounce, and regains it, keeps the runners where they're at. 1-2. Kaskak, the only defensive substitution into the game so far for the Denver Cougars. The 1-2 home to Jaslov. It's inside. He probably would have let that one go earlier in that bat, but after taking one that he thought was inside, it got called a strike. Since he had 2 strikes on him now, had to swing at it and stays alive. So look for Sabicomp to continue to go inside against Jaslov. Jaslov 2 for 4 today with 2 singles, a run scored and a run driven in. Sabicomp takes a couple of looks at Ferenzi, goes home. Jaslov reaches low for this one and will pop it up over the right side. And they will say it was a pop fly. Jiminian thought it bounced off the turf, so he started taking off for second. And they will double up the Larks to end the 6th inning. Larks leave 1 on after starting off the inning with 4 straight walks. They score 3. They're now up 12-1 as they look for the run rule here in the top of the 7th from Hayes, Kansas. Top of the order and the top of the 7th as Brady Rose will take over on the mound, making his 2nd appearance at Larks Park on the season. Both on this homestand. 1-0 swing and a miss to Gavin Schmay, who's 0 for 2 today with a walk. And he has a 1-1 count. Brady Rose with 3 outs, and anything less than 2 runs given up would end the game effectively right here. He had a 1.42 ERA in his 2020 season as a Lark. His parents made the trip from Westminster, Colorado yesterday, spent their 28th anniversary at Larks Park, so happy belated anniversary to the Rose parents as their son gets a called strike 2 here. 2-2. Ream on deck with Martinez in the hole. And that was actually strike 2. 3-2. Rose threw 1 inning on Friday against the Rough Riders. Was in relief, gave up 2 hits, striking out 2. No walks, no runs, and he will strike out. His 3rd batter of the season threw 1 1/3. Schmay goes down looking. And we're 2 outs away from a run rule. Larks have now struck out 3 straight. The last 4 outs, however, have come off of strikeouts. 2 swinging, 2 looking. 3 from Luke Terbeek, 1 from Brady Rose. Terbeek worked a 4-batter 6th inning, giving up 1 walk, striking out 3. It was the 3rd straight inning. The Larks faced 4 batters. They faced 6 in inning 1, gave up 1 run, then faced 6 in inning 2. Left the bases loaded. Worked a 3-batter 3rd, and since then have faced 4 every inning, but they've kept the Cougars off the scoreboard since that 1st inning. The 1-1 outside, 2-1. Rose, a 6'4" sophomore at the University of Dallas Baptist, D1 school, obviously in Texas. He gets a swing and a miss here. 2-2. A winning pitcher today, if everything holds true, would be Cade Harris. Rose strikes out back-to-back, and we're 1 out away from a run rule.
The first baseman of 24, Alec Martinez.
So assuming Rose doesn't give it up 2 runs here, Larks' next game is on Tuesday, first pitch at 7 p.m. You can get you right here on Larks Network as they take on their former Kansas Collegiate League baseball foe, the Kansas Cannons out of Augusta, who they faced off against last year and walked them off. It was a home run from Grant Schmidt to left field that ended it. And we're a quick 2 strikes here on Martinez, the first baseman, who scored the lone run of the game for the Cougars back in the 1st inning. He grounded out in the 2nd and walked in the 5th. He's up 12-1, the 0-2, swung and a miss. Brady Rose strikes out the side. 6 strikeouts over the past 2 innings, and the Larks run rule their 4th straight opponents. And on Stand Up to Cancer Night, the Larks win their 8th straight. They've had 4 straight run rules, and will now solely be in first place in the RMBL. They are 8-1 in league play. They've won 11 of their last 12. Again, 4 straight run rules, 8 straight wins. Cougars fall to 7-6 on the season. 4-6 in league play. They're 4.5 games back behind the Larks. Big game from Dylan Dreiling. He scores 3 times. And 2 runs scored from LaRue and Terozzi. Larks put up 12 through 6 innings and will run rule the Cougars for the 2nd straight game here, 12-1 at Larks Park. So again, we'll be off Monday, so enjoy your day free of Larks baseball and my voice. And we'll see you Tuesday, first pitch at 7 p.m. against the Kansas Cannons. Get you right here on Larks Network. Hayes wins at 12-1 over Denver. We will see you Tuesday night. This has been Carson Ackerman. Thank you for tuning in, and have a good rest of your Sunday night.